Imagine being 22, just stepping into adulthood. Sitting on your porch in a peaceful little Ohio town, where life moves slow and nothing ever really changes, then suddenly, the entire world shakes. It was the summer of 1914. Europe had erupted into what people were calling the Great War, the biggest conflict humanity had ever seen. At first, America stayed away. Families talked about it over dinner, newspapers printed terrifying headlines, but life in small-town America stayed mostly the same. Until it didn't. By late 1914, young men across the country were already preparing, quietly training, quietly waiting, because everyone knew it was only a matter of time before the storm reached them too. Among those men was John, a 22-year-old kid who had never left Ohio, never seen a big city, never imagined a world much larger than his own quiet street. One evening, he came home to find his mother sitting by the window, a letter on the table. A letter that said he was needed, not forced, but asked. Your country may soon call, and volunteers will be the first to answer. His mother folded a small handkerchief and pressed it gently into his palm. If you go, go with honor. And please, come back. His father gave him a firm nod, the kind only a father gives when he's proud but terrified at the same time. His little sister ran into him with the kind of hug that makes you freeze for a moment, wishing time would slow down. That hug felt like carrying home in his chest. Soon after, John boarded a train with hundreds of boys just like him, unsure, nervous, pretending to be brave. And when the day finally came for America to join the war for real, those boys were already overseas, standing in places they had only read about. Europe in 1914 to 1915 was nothing like the world John knew. The earth was torn apart, endless trenches cut the land like scars. Rain turned everything into mud, and the sky never stayed quiet. Artillery thundered so often it felt like the world itself was breaking. But even in all that darkness, John found pieces of humanity that kept him alive. Soldiers sharing the last bit of bread, laughing at terrible jokes just to stop themselves from crying, writing letters for friends who couldn't hold the pen anymore. Then came the night that would stay with him forever. A sudden shell exploded near their trench, a deafening blast that sent dirt, fire, and metal flying everywhere. When John opened his eyes, everything was blurry. Ringing, shaking, then he heard it, a faint voice calling his name. It was Thomas, the boy from Kentucky who tried to hide fear with jokes. His leg was trapped under broken wood, and he was slipping away fast. John didn't think. He crawled toward him, dragging himself over broken ground while bullets cracked in the air. He grabbed Thomas under the arms and pulled with everything he had, inch by inch, breath by breath, until they reached safety. Thomas looked at him with tears and whispered, "Why'd you come back for me?" "You could have died," John said quietly, "because someone back home is waiting for both of us." Later that night, as he lay under a cold sky full of distant, uncaring stars, John thought of Ohio, the quiet fields, his mother cooking dinner, his sister laughing on the porch, and he finally understood something. This war wasn't just about enemies or orders. It was about the people you love, the home you want to return to, the world you're trying to protect. Even if you're terrified, that's when John understood real courage. Courage isn't loud, it isn't fearless. It's doing the right thing even while your hands shake. It's pulling a friend from danger, it's writing a letter home, it's surviving one more night when the world feels like it's falling apart. The war that began in 1914 didn't just change nations, it changed men like John, turning fear into strength and ordinary moments into acts of quiet bravery. And his story reminds us of one simple truth, even in the darkest places on earth. Hope doesn't disappear, it waits inside the people who refuse to give up.